in, Lee, these higher mental faculties and how they can help our property investors here make a change, you know, whether it's through purchasing property, whether it's through JVing, whether it's finding investor funds. What are these higher mental faculties and how could we or can we utilize them?
Okay, so Emma, I'll run through them quickly, and if you're sitting with a pen and a paper, once again, write these 6 higher mental faculties down. Once you understand them and you understand how to use them, and I'm going to try and give you as many tools as I can in this time that Emma and I are talking, you literally control your mindset to create the results you want. So I'll just run through them quickly. Number 1, you have the will. W-I-L-L, the will. Now, the will gives you the ability to focus. Now, if you're going to achieve your property goals, if you're going to grow your income, you will grow your property portfolio, you're going to have a high degree of focus, of will. You know, it's you know, even if it's just in terms of creating a picture of what it is that you want, you need to hold on to it. You know, we'll get into that other faculty. So faculty number 2, mental faculty number 2 is the imagination. Now, just like what was happening in this experience, regardless of what's happening on the outside world, you can choose to hold a picture and really add a lot of sensory perception to your picture. A lot of people will say, you know, I can't imagine. My imagination, it doesn't work. I promise you, you imagine it all day long. I'll give you a simple example. Maybe you cannot get, or you cannot contact one of your kids, or you haven't heard from them in 2-3 hours. You immediately start thinking the worst. You know, something's happened. I wonder, you know, are they safe? You start phoning. But the thing is, you playing out an idea in your mind that hasn't happened or might not have happened, but you're creating this narrative in your mind. What you've done in that experience is you used your imagination, but most people are allowing the outside to dictate how the imagination is used. What you want to learn how to do is to gain control of this higher faculty, the imagination, so that you can use it to create the results that you want. Napoleon Hill, one of the greatest success teachers of all time, he said that the imagination was the most marvelous, miraculous, inconceivably powerful force that the world has ever known. And all of the truly greats, Emma, and we speak about them, you and I often, right? Who have truly created something significant. It started with a picture. The Wright brothers, before they got us into the air, they had a picture. You know, Henry Ford, before the first motor vehicle, car, it was a picture in the man's mind. Before he created the V6 engine that he brought into the world, or that he gifted the world, that was a picture in his mind. His engineers, I think, struggled for 1.5 years, 2 years to create that engine.
I love that. Just to add a point in there, one of the things that you said before, which I find really incredible, is when you think about it, like the iPhone has always been here. Like you imagine in pavement time, the iPhone was there. It didn't just fly in from outer space. Oh, here's an iPhone. Everything that has been required to have an iPhone has always been here. Nobody at those points had thought it up, and I find that absolutely incredible. So yeah, I completely concur with knowing that now.
Emma, you are so on the money there, right? I mean, the internet, you know, Bob always used to say the internet's always been here. You know, the way to fly airplanes, it's always been here from, you know, like you're saying, from the era of the caveman. But what happens is we're living in this constant state of evolution, right? And as our awareness raises, we've got it. Because it was always here, the way to connect to each other via mobile phones or, you know, the iPhone, like you said, Emma, the way to do it was always here, but Steve Jobs raised his level of awareness, and we've got it. You know, it's imagination is one of the most powerful mental faculties that you have. and you want to gain control over it, and you want to use it to your benefit. Mental faculty number 3 is your intuition. Now, your intuition is your ability to pick up vibration or feeling from what's happening around. You know, earlier I mentioned that I go into a room and you go into a room and you can feel, you know, if somebody has good feelings or warm feelings towards you, or somebody's, you know, you can feel it. Like a simple example, you could be sitting with your husband or your wife across the table and you say something that they don't necessarily like, or it rubs them up the wrong way. And you feel that there's a shift in their energy. There's no change in their, you know, in their face, in their micro movements or in their body language, but you feel that there's a shift. What's happening is their energetic field or their aura, because they got involved in an idea that they weren't happy about, it shifted their energy, and through your intuition, this higher mental faculty, you picked it up. So even though they say, you ask them, you know, did I say something you didn't like? They'll say, no, everything's fine. But you know you said something you didn't like, right, Emma? Because you can feel the shift in the energy. Now, this intuition, we can grow it and grow it. Now, I will tell you this, as a property investor, growing this one faculty, your faculty of intuition, is really going to help you, because if you're selling your idea to an investor or to a JV partner, if you can pick up through your intuition, you know, whether you said something that they comfortable with, whether they like that idea, you know, you're looking for those emotional connections that you make with them. And if you've developed your intuition to a high degree, it'll just make you so much more effective at selling your ideas. I can tell you, after studying selling and salesmanship for many years, the best salespeople had a very highly evolved intuition. And Emma, you know, Bob Proctor was one of them. One of my other mentors, Arash Vasugi, both men I've always looked up to. Highly evolved intuition. So you really want to develop that if you want to create the results you want. Mental faculty number 4 is your intuition. Your perception. Your perception. I wanted to give it to you twice. Double trouble. Emma, number 4 is the perception. Now, Wayne Dyer, he used to say that when you change the way you look at something, what you look at changes. I'll give that to you again. When you change the way you look at something, the thing you look at changes. Now, perception is a powerful tool in that often people are so locked into the problem or how they're trying to fix it, or how they're going to deal with it, that there's a lot of struggle and, you know, friction involved in that situation. But here's a tool for you to use your perception. Let's say you've got a problem that you're dealing with and that you want to fix. Sit with a notepad and a pen and write your problem out on a page and work with the problem until you get it out of you. And when you've got it on the page, ask yourself, is that problem in me or is it on the page? And like I said, work until you get it out of you. And then put that page in the middle of a coffee table and set up 4 or 5 chairs around the coffee table and go sit in one chair and then ask yourself, you know, how would Emma Howard look at this problem? Like, how would she look at this problem? I've been following her for a while. How would she look at this problem? I kind of know, her approach to certain things around my property journey or mindset. How would she look at this? Then go sit it in the next.
And if we were to put this into like a context, because this is exactly what I do, is so for instance, my business partner and I will go and we'll sit in a coffee shop and we'll have a new deal on the table. and then we'll kind of go, well, how would we structure this deal, or where are we going to get the, you know, the funding for this? So absolutely, yeah, carry on, Leah, just to put it in perspective how I've used it.
Well, I mean, go to the next chair, right, Emma, and say, you know, how would, let's say you studied Abraham Lincoln's life. How would Abraham Lincoln look at this? Let's say you subscribe to Christianity or Islam, you know, how would Jesus look at this? How would Muhammad look at this? Whatever it is for you. But you can literally go and move from sea to sea. And by doing this, you can shift your perception of the problem. And often when you do that, you find that the solution presents itself to you. So perception is really a powerful mental faculty, and one that on a practical level is actually very easy to use. The fifth one, the fifth mental faculty is memory. And often people, I know I was one of them many years ago, but often people, Emma, will say, I've got a bad memory. Now, if you're listening to this and you've told yourself that in the past, it's something you say to yourself right now, I want to tell you that there's no such thing as a bad memory. We all have a perfect memory. You have a perfect memory. It's only that we have weak memories and strong memories. You know, it's just a matter of, you know, just like this muscle, if I'm not going to exercise my muscle, it's going to eventually, atrophy is going to set in and it will wither away. You know, same with your memory. You've got to continuously practice it. And, you know, if you want to develop your memory, here's a tool that I can suggest you use. There's a book called The Memory Book by Harry Lorraine and Jerry Lucas. The Memory Book by Harry Lorraine and Jerry Lucas. Powerful. You know, memory is developed by ridiculous association. And that book shows you how to go about strengthening your memory. And also, you know, something recently that I've given to my clients in terms of a practical way to use memory is to create future, to recall past memories, and we can create future memories, but, you know, use past memories. So we've all got a history of things we've done well. Everyone, right, Emma? You've got a history of something you've done well, a few things, you know, something you're particularly proud of. Maybe it's the first home you bought, or the fact that you could send your child to, you know, this really good school, or, you know, maybe you've done something nice for your parents. But we've all got a catalog of things we're really proud of. Now, most people are using their memory against them. They're looking at all of their mistakes, you know, all of the things that happened in the past that didn't work out, and things that make them feel bad, and they go there in their mind and they replay those memories, and it moves them into that negative state. So you want to use your memory and recall that catalog of achievements of, you know, things you're really proud of, maybe in sport, in school, maybe you were one of the top students or the top student in a specific academic year. Go to that year, look at yourself on stage, receiving that trophy, how it made you feel, listen to those words from your teachers or the principal, but replay those ideas. And when I say future memories, you can create future memories in terms of what your life's going to be like when you achieve your property goal. So where will you be living, right? Right now, you can go and hop into a car, go for a test drive, and literally lock that memory into your mind. So feel the steering wheel, right, Emma? Feel the breeze on your face. You know, touch the leather, you know, really rub up against it, and make sure you're totally tuned into your sensory perception, that you lock it into your mind. And then what you do is you go for a drive in that dream car every day. You know, if it's your dream house, go and look at the house. You know, maybe it's in an estate or in a neighborhood. Go, you know, go and view those homes. And, you know, this might sound crazy, but ask the realtor or the estate agent to leave you in a room for a while. You know, you just want to, and sit in the couch or in the seat and, you know, maybe open up a book that's on, and just imagine that this is your home. And then what you want to do is create the future memory by writing that out. So write it out, but that's how you can use your memory. And then the last one, number 6, is reason. Now, reason is what gives you the ability to think. Thinking is the highest function of which you're capable of. And what I was using in that boot, Emma, when I was basically, boxed in there, was I was using my reasoning faculty. And I was saying, regardless of what's happening on the outside, that's coming in through these 5 sensory factors, I'm shutting them off and I'm thinking about something that really makes me feel better.